So Julia was sitting in front of the computer and she was jumping from Facebook group to Google to other Facebook group because she was desperately searching for answers. She was frazzled. She was a brand new mom. This is a few years ago, brand new mom, and she was looking for tips and tricks to help her with her problem. What was her problem? She wanted to be an amazing mom and she wanted to get the right things for her family, but she had no clue what to do. So she did what most of us do and she went to the internet. Now, my gray hair tells you that I already knew the rest of her story. As she searched, she got more and more confused and overwhelmed. You know how the internet is. You ask this group one question, you get one answer. You ask this group over here a question, you get another answer. And worse, the trolls come out to eat you alive. Well, her husband walked by as she was in the middle of a frantic search one day, and he asked her what she was doing. And so she told him, she was looking for in all these groups, looking for the resources that she needed at the time. And he's like, that's ridiculous, honey. Just go to one spot to get all the information from somebody that you trust. You need one site to go to that has everything. And she's like, well, that doesn't exist. And he just kept walking as he was asking the question. And he's like, well, that's stupid. We should build it. And then he left the room. And she kind of snorted like, yeah, right. She's a brand new mom with a brand new baby. Well, a couple months later, he walks over to her and he's like, hey, honey, remember that thing we were talking about, that one-stop place for parents? He goes, it's our next business and I have a full plan ready to go. I think it's funny how a husband will have a conversation as he walks through the room, basically condensed into 9 words, and he'll think it's a whole conversation. But anyway, this is how Kidazzler was born, right there in a moment of desperation, right there in a mom's desperate search to be a better mom, and her husband's heart to, we can fix that. So I spent an hour with Julia on the phone because I knew what Kidazzler was based on what I had seen on the internet. I had seen that they're building this Yelp-like site for parents, kid-friendly businesses, and I had a bunch of people asking me questions, and I thought, okay, I get the nuts and bolts, and that's fine, but I need to know the heart. I need to know the story. I need to know the passion and the mission of the company. And then she started talking. Oh my gosh, my heart started beating faster, and I can't even tell you. By the end of the conversation, we were both almost in tears, and I was shaking because there are so many moms in my sphere of influence and in your sphere of influence that need this. They're desperately searching for the right doctor or the best diaper, or how do they book a magician for their son's birthday party, or find a face painting artist for their daughter's, sweet 16 party, because that would be fun. And at the same time, I know in my universe, excuse me, there's bugs. In my universe, there's so many moms that open their refrigerator door and they see an empty-ish milk jug. But payday's not until 3 or 4 days from now. And they're sick inside trying to figure out, well, how am I going to make that milk stretch and make it until payday? So Julia and her husband, they get this idea of what they're going to do. And Julia looks at her husband, Alex, and she goes, okay, it's one thing for us to point people towards the right dentist or a good pediatrician or an excellent hairstylist. She goes, but I want more than that. Because Julia shared with me that she was raised by a single mom, and her mom had to make choices that meant the difference between, they were hard choices. They were really hard choices. And Julia went on to say, it's so sad that walking down the street, you'll see 2 kids. One will be decked out in Gucci and Chanel, and that's okay. But they're walking right by a kid that is wearing shoes that are too small, and they have to wait to get new shoes because either there's no money in the account or mom and dad have to pay the doctor bill that was unexpected. She goes, it shouldn't be like that. So she talked with Alex, her husband, and she said, okay, if we're going to build this, we need to build it so, yes, it connects parents to the resources they need, but I want to also help people like my mom. Forgive me if I get teary. It's out of that heart of helping the hurting families, or the families that are struggling to put ends together, that right from the beginning, right there as she's holding her baby, right there as her husband's like, hey, we can make this a business, they decided to make it a shared revenue model. And there's a lot of people that are asking me, is this real? Is this a scam? And Julie got me right here. I was already like, oh, I'm all in to help people. She goes, yeah, people do say that. She says, it's just so sad that people don't trust anybody anymore. She said, it shouldn't be that way. We want to build this right. And our philosophy is that the way to fight darkness is by shedding more light. Oh, I love that. Just the other day, my son, I was doing a video and my 17-year-old walked by strapped with his guitar, and he saw me that I was shooting a video like this, and he walked over to the blackberry bush, plucked a couple ripe blackberries, and walked over, interrupted the video to hand me ripe blackberries, which I then popped in my mouth and went, because my son knows that he can interrupt me at any time, because he's more important than anything that I do online. He's more important than anything that I have on my to-do list for the day. And I was sharing with Julia, that's how it's supposed to be. Our kids are supposed to know that they're priorities. Our husbands, or our wives, if you're married, our husbands need to know that they're the center, that our main focus in the day. And I love the fact that your business model is set up that that's how it's supposed to be. Business is reaching down to help other people. And here's where Kidazzler is set apart. It's not just going to be, it's not launched yet. No matter how long this video is up, it's supposed to launch in September of 2019. That's the scheduled date. They pulled the date back to get a couple more things in line because they thought of more ways to make it amazing. Not only when you type in face painting in your local area will you get the different businesses that pop up, but those individual businesses have the opportunity to buy an ad which will look different on Kidazzle. It's not just a listing. Kidazzler will give them the mailman just pulled up. Kidazzler will give them a listing that looks like a mini website. Hey kiddo, can you get that for me? Looks like a mini website with tabs, so it will show events and deals and locations and photos, like a beautiful showcase of who they are. Julia said, let me tell you a story. Just a couple nights ago, we were busy, so I ordered food to be delivered. And I went online and I saw some beautiful pictures, and I thought, that looks good. So I ordered dinner. And she said, so dinner came, we loved it. And then the next day we happened to see the restaurant, and I went, Alex, that meal was from a strip mall. Look at it. It's like a hole in the wall. She goes, I'm so sorry. I never would have ordered for them if I knew that it looked like that. She said, but then I made the connection to Kidazzler. That person that was running that restaurant didn't have the revenue, didn't have the capital to have a big fancy schmancy building. They put all their ducks into making high quality, beautiful food. That's what Kidazzler will do for people, is that they may not have the ability to have these big fancy billboards on the side of the highway, but Kidazzler will give them these beautifully designed mini websites where when somebody puts in face painting, it'll pop up where they can choose events or deals or all these wonderful things, and it'll be beautifully formatted at a ridiculously low cost for people, so that a face painter or a clown or a pediatrician will all be able to afford that space. And here's the cool part that sets Kidazzler apart. Here's the part that gets the milk in the refrigerator for the mom. As Kidazzler is being built, they're not spending any money on advertising at all. They don't ask anybody for money. They don't ask me for money. They don't ask you for money. They don't ask businesses for money. The way that Kidazzler is spread is by word of mouth. And they have thousands and thousands and thousands of businesses already in the directory, so that when it launches, it's going to be ready to go. It's going to be that go-to resource for you and your family. But if you take the time to put in your favorite businesses, your favorite people, your favorite resources. And then if they're all taken already, if you take the time to put in other really great kid-friendly, family-ready resources, and later, Kidazzler will reach out to them. And if they decide, hey, I want that little mini web page too, because I want to be an amazing resource for parents, they'll pay a little fee. And it's ridiculously low. Julia made me promise not to say. It's ridiculously low, which means the face painter can afford it and will afford it. When they see Kidazzler launch, and when they see what it is, and when they advertise, Kidazzler will then pay whoever put that business in the directory $10 a month for as long as that business advertises. Oh my gosh. This has the ability to have a mom right now or a dad sign up and go, I'm going to be a part of the app because I want to be able to find all these amazing resources for my family. But I'm also going to put businesses in there that I think are awesome. And if those businesses advertise, then I can earn and I will earn income later as those businesses upgrade to advertising. And that's kind of Kidazzler in a nutshell. It is bringing valuable resources to our families, but then linking arms with people that are helping build that directory out in a way that if you attach your face painter, so you put them in, their phone number, their email, their website, whatever, you put that into the Kidazzler directory, and they're not taken yet, like they haven't already been listed, that business gets tagged under you forever. So whenever they choose to advertise, in October, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, whenever they choose to advertise, you will then start earning $10 a month for that business. Now you can load right now, you can add up to 85 businesses under your name right now. That's a lot. 85 times 10 is a potential of $850 a month coming in. That puts milk in your friend's refrigerator. That puts shoes on that little boy's feet as he's walking down the street. But Kidazzler doesn't stop there, because if your friend goes, wait, I can actually put milk in my refrigerator, and then she starts to share Kidazzler with her people too, Kidazzler will also then give her the same opportunity to earn that $850 potentially a month. But then for every person that she helps or gets on free to Kidazzler, you then have the ability to earn more on top of that too. Little, $1 here, 25 cents there for those extra people that you're helping. The more people you help, the bigger that monthly income potential is for you. And as much as I want to have a little bit of extra income coming in, because who doesn't? I have 5 kids, and I'm eventually going to have 1 billion grandkids, so that'll be fun to be able to do stuff with them because of this. But right now in my email, I have emails from moms that can't make rent, can't make their mortgage. I have emails from moms that can't pay for their medical bills, that are seriously that mom with that empty milk jug, that have kids that are so sick and they can't afford to take time off from work. And Kidazzler will help them on all the different levels. So I'm not sharing any of my own links in this video because my hope is that you will take this and that you will share it with your people, that they will look at Kidazzler, put your link in it when you share it with them and let them know, hey, if you sign up, Becky will help you. She will help you get your businesses loaded in. She'll help you find nooks and crannies that haven't been chosen yet, because it's her heart to help as many moms, as many dads, as many families as possible. So that's my message for you today. If you have questions about Kidazzler, first ask whoever shared this video with you. See if they have answers for you. Use whatever link they give you in order to get your free invite into Kidazzler so that you can have free access to the app. And then if you have questions, you can reach me at abetterwaytohomeschool@gmail.com, and I would love to be able to help you fill up your businesses and give you ideas so that together, Julia with Kidazzler and her husband Alex and Alex's brother Kobe, together with them, the whole team at Kidazzler, and with me and with you, we can help make sure that nobody is out of milk, that all the kids have shoes, and that everybody is able to access the resources that they need. It really is that good. It really is as it should be. It really is that simple to simply defeat the darkness by sharing light. I love you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you know where to reach me. Have a wonderful day.